Alright guys, this is the Dragon King, and yes, as you can hear in my voice, a little phlegmy. I am a little under the weather. But luckily I can still talk, so I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all episode 3 of the Dragon's Den podcast. Yes, I still like calling it a podcast, I just think it's a little more fun that way. And I'm trying to get these going pretty good, so I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Tonight we have the topic of horror movies, one of my favorite topics, besides comics and other stuff. Yes, I'm moving around my chair, hope I didn't pick it up too bad, but, whatever. That's why we got a little spooky music in the background tonight. I think it's a little more fun. Still lofi music, which I still like, but got a little spooky tone to it. Alright, so we are going to get into our first topic tonight. My favorite horror comedy. Yes, I know. Starting off on a little of a lighter note, because we got to start on a lighter note. Now, my favorite horror comedy is a really close runner-up. I would say a tie between the Evil Dead franchise, at least way more towards the later stuff, like Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness. I really love that whole entire thing. I loved Ash vs. Evil Dead. Great show. I highly recommend anybody, especially if you're a fan of Evil Dead, even if you're not a fan of Evil Dead and just straight up horror fan, I highly recommend it. It is a great watch. Alright, and then this other one that really ties to it would be Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. One of my favorite and most hilarious horror movies of all time, I swear. I mean, it has got this simple plot of two hillbilly redneck type characters, which personality-wise don't really show it. Go to get stuff for their vacation home they've purchased off what looks to be some crazy serial killer thing, and he's just trying to build his vacation home the whole time, and they've come across these, what they would say, college teenagers or anything like that. One of them's real nervous and tries to talk to one of the girls, and it comes off real freaky. And it's just a sweet misinterpreted type movie where she just misreads him in the first encounter, and it's just a sweet. Don't judge by the book by the cover. It is hilarious from start to finish. They end up, and it's just a great time. I'm not trying to spoil too much. I'm just giving y'all some basic plot points so you can be interested in it. I highly recommended it. I think it is on Netflix still. If not, I think it might be on Hulu as well. So I highly recommend it, and I would say please check it out. I'm not trying to plug it. I just please check it out. We'll talk about it in the comments. We can get a little community going with the comment section because there's just so few of us. So we can do that in the comment section for right now. So please watch it. Go talk, and then we can talk about it in the comments, and I'll gladly talk to y'all in the comments. I think it is just a great film. Now, the next one, we're going to go for quite a different topic that I don't think a lot of horror channels really come across or talk about as much. Probably best well-written horror movie. Because, yes, there are some really great movies with slashers and stuff, but let's say, like, for example, Halloween. Great horror movie. Probably one of the best horror movies of all time. But is it really that well written? I mean, it's just a typical slasher, in a way. I mean, and then there's so many plot holes. Nobody really knows why Michael Myers kills his family. Does it make it a little more interesting? Yes, it does make it a little more interesting that way, but for a story, I mean, it's just not there. There's no substance. It's just a guy going nuts. And sometimes I like a good story. So I'm going to go into some of the more well-written stories in the horror movies. Now, I would probably say one of my favorite well-written horror stories would probably be Scream. Oh my god, I love Scream. Scream is so good. Now, it's weird because me and my dad are both very big horror fans, and for some reason he doesn't like Scream, but I think it is definitely one of the top notch. Now, the other sequels, not really. I'll admit that. I didn't really like a lot of the sequels. But anyway. Alright, we're going to go back into it, and I honestly think Matthew Lillard's performance in that movie was amazing. And a lot of people say he doesn't have a lot of character depth. I completely disagree. And I think he is a sweet, sweet gem. I think we don't deserve Matthew Lillard. But yeah, I would definitely say Scream is really high up there. I'd probably say it's my number one if I had to do, a top 10. But if I had to put like a top 5, I would probably put, let's see, at number 2, maybe The Witch. Even though it's going off, old folklore, it's really greatly paced and well written with the folklore. Because, it could just be, a carbon copy. But it really isn't. It's really well done and scripted really well. If it really wasn't, I don't think it would be as good as it was. There's a few other ones. I don't know if I can come up with off the top of my head right now. Yeah, I don't do no cue cards or nothing while I do these. Now, I am going to try to do something a little interesting. I'm going to do a little like some of those channels do with the subscribe thing. They go, hey, hit that like button, pile drive it, and give it a suplex, and then do all this, and then subscribe. Well, I'm going to try to do a voice for some of the other characters that we usually do in the fights. And tonight, I'm going to try to do Freddy and Pinhead. Now, I am definitely not a professional or, I don't voice act a lot. But, as most people do, I play around in, in my room and stuff like that. I've done it for years. I used to play around with voices and stuff like that. So, I'm going to try it. I'm going to listen to it real quick. I'll be right back. And, I'm going to go for it. Wish me luck. I could show you, Mr. Krueger. Oh, the grand things. Oh, that was a little rough on my throat, but it wasn't so bad, hopefully. And if you're wondering, as I do these things, I can only hear them after I do it again. So I'm going to look back and see how they sound. Okay, I didn't think it sounded that bad. Hope y'all liked it. Now subscribe to the Dragon King. Or I'll see you in your dreams. Alright. I got that out of the way. And yes, I'm going to try to do that for every one of these now. And if you really think it's fake or anything like that, I just went right to it and went back to the podcast. So it's kind of hard to input quickly like that, at least in my opinion. Because I do these live recordings and then I edit them in, or when I edit, I just throw the audio in and put the stuff over it. And yes, I'm trying to figure out video. Still trying to do that. I think I sound a little better on my mic at least. Anyway. So, this fight. Freddy Krueger versus Pinhead in the Dream Realm versus the Labyrinth of the Box. It is something else. Now, I am going to, and my dad is going to kill me for this because he is, oh my gosh, a huge Freddy Krueger fan. He loves Freddy Krueger. And he didn't like the new one when they rewrote his origin to be all that. He liked the original, where he's just randomly killing people and stuff. But anyway, I would probably go with Pinhead in this one. Yes, Freddy Krueger has all the dream world powers, but Pinhead will be able to dissect Freddy pretty well, in my opinion. And Pinhead is one thing that Freddy does not. Yes, Freddy could probably make 60 or 70 of himself, but Pinhead has the Cenobites, who are, if not almost as strong as he is. So I think eventually they would just tear him apart and eventually just wipe him out of existence, or send him straight to hell to where he couldn't come back, or knowing Freddy Krueger would probably come back eventually. But yeah, That one was a little short in my opinion. I don't know. I just think it'd be a pretty cut and clean one. The next horror movie fight I got brewing up, I think, is going to be a little better. But yeah, I hope y'all really like this podcast. It's about as short as the last one, I think. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one. Even though I'm pretty rough feeling, as y'all can hear, I had a little fun doing the voices. I have a couple other voices that I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to do a different voice for every subscribe thing. But I'm going to say it one more time. Please subscribe if y'all really enjoy my content. Don't subscribe if you don't like my content. I don't want people just subscribing for the heck of subscribing. Like it if you liked it. Comment in the comment section if you watched any of these movies, or if you disagree with my opinion on Freddy Krueger versus Pinhead. If you disagree with this, if you disagree with that, please hit me up. If you don't think my picks for horror comedy or well-written horror movies, if you think my picks are bad or wrong, please correct me or just give me what y'all think in the comment section. I really want this to be something really cool for y'all to be able to talk to me, talk to any of your friends in there, make friends in there. I really want a really nice, sweet, comment section with these. I really hope y'all like the music again, especially if I put a little creepy tone to it. And I'll see you guys next time on the Dragon Den podcast. I am the Dragon King, and I will see you guys next time on the next episode of the Dragon's Den. Enjoy your stay.